The FIFA World Cup is returning to North America in 2026, marking a historic moment for soccer fans across the continent. For the first time in decades, the world's biggest sporting event will be shared by three nations, bringing together millions of people from all walks of life to celebrate the beautiful game. Hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico, this tournament promises to be the most expansive and inclusive World Cup ever, with matches played in iconic cities from Los Angeles to Toronto to Mexico City. The grand finale will take place at MetLife Stadium, just outside New York City, a venue that symbolizes the scale and ambition of this event. With the world's eyes on this region, anticipation is building, and the excitement is palpable in every corner of North America. But as the countdown begins, a fierce debate is taking center stage, not about which teams will win, but about who will actually get to watch. Ticket prices for the World Cup are soaring, and many lifelong fans are worried that attending a match will be out of reach for ordinary people. There's growing concern that the World Cup could become an exclusive party for the wealthy, with regular fans left on the sidelines. This has sparked a heated clash between FIFA, which relies on ticket sales for revenue, and local leaders who argue that the World Cup should be accessible to everyone, not just those who can afford premium prices. In New York, where the cost of living is already sky-high, the issue feels especially urgent. Many residents worry that the event will only add to the city's reputation for being unaffordable. At the heart of the debate is a fundamental question. Should the World Cup be run as a business, maximizing profits, or as a cultural celebration that welcomes everyone, regardless of income? As FIFA prepares to release millions of tickets, the world is watching to see how they'll balance financial goals with the spirit of the game. Fans are organizing, protesting, and demanding that the World Cup remain open and fair, so that families, young people, and lifelong supporters can all share in the experience. The outcome of this debate will shape not just the 2026 World Cup, but the future of global sports, deciding who gets to feel the magic, the unity, and the unforgettable moments that only the World Cup can bring. At the center of this growing debate stands Zohran Mamdani, a figure who has quickly become a prominent voice for social justice and community empowerment in New York City. Mamdani is not only a New York State Assemblyman, but also a mayoral candidate who has built his reputation on challenging the status quo and advocating for everyday New Yorkers. As a proud democratic socialist, Mamdani has consistently championed working-class issues, fighting for affordable housing, better wages, and equitable access to public resources. He believes that major events like the World Cup should uplift local communities, not just serve the interests of powerful organizations like FIFA. In response to FIFA's controversial ticket pricing, Mamdani launched the Game Over Greed campaign, a grassroots movement that directly challenges the idea that profit should come before people. The campaign's petition, calling for affordable World Cup tickets, quickly gained thousands of signatures from New Yorkers of all backgrounds. This overwhelming response revealed just how deeply the issue resonates with the city's diverse population, many of whom already struggle with the high cost of living. Mamdani argues that exorbitant ticket prices risk excluding the very fans who make football such a vibrant and unifying force, especially in a city as multicultural as New York. He points out that football is more than just a game. It's a celebration of community, identity, and shared passion. By connecting the fight for affordable tickets to the broader affordability crisis in New York, Mamdani highlights how the World Cup could either deepen existing inequalities or become a moment of true inclusion. His goal is clear: to pressure FIFA into adopting fairer, more transparent ticketing policies before sales even begin, ensuring that local fans aren't left behind. Through his activism, Mamdani gives a powerful voice to fans who feel sidelined from their own city's celebration, amplifying their concerns on a national stage. He insists that hosting the World Cup should be an opportunity to bring people together, not to lock out local football lovers who have supported the sport for years. For many, Game Over Greed has become more than just a campaign. It's a rallying cry for fairness, inclusion, and the belief that the World Cup should be accessible to all, not just the privileged few. Mamdani's top demand is to eliminate dynamic pricing for World Cup tickets, a move he believes is essential for protecting the spirit of the game and ensuring that football remains accessible to everyone, not just the highest bidder. Dynamic pricing means ticket costs rise with demand, making it unpredictable and often unaffordable for average fans. One moment, a ticket might seem within reach, and the next, it's doubled in price, leaving many supporters locked out of the experience. This system, common in airlines and concerts, turns buying a ticket into a stressful gamble. Fans are forced to monitor prices constantly, hoping to catch a deal before prices spike, which can happen in seconds. Fans can't plan or budget when prices can skyrocket in minutes. For families and lifelong supporters, this unpredictability can mean missing out on once-in-a-lifetime moments, simply because they can't afford the sudden surge. Mamdani argues this model punishes passion, charging more as excitement grows. The more fans care, the more they pay. A system that feels unfair and out of touch with the values of sport. He calls for fixed prices, clear, fair, and the same for everyone. Fixed pricing means fans know what to expect, can save up, and don't have to worry about being priced out at the last minute. The fight isn't just about this World Cup, it's about setting a standard for all major events. If the world's biggest tournament can guarantee fair access, it sets an example for leagues and concerts everywhere. If FIFA uses dynamic pricing, others may follow, making live sports even less accessible. The risk is a future where only the wealthy can afford to attend, and stadiums lose their diverse, passionate crowds. Game over greed draws a line. Public events in public stadiums shouldn't squeeze fans for profit. The campaign insists that football belongs to the people, not just to those who can pay the most. The campaign demands a system that puts fairness and fans first, where everyone has a real chance to be part of the action, regardless of their income or background. The message is clear. The World Cup should unite, not divide, supporters. By ending dynamic pricing, football can remain a game for all, not just for those who can afford to play the system. Another key demand is capping resale ticket prices. Scalpers often buy tickets and resell them for huge markups, making it impossible for regular fans to afford. FIFA has agreed to cap resale prices in Mexico, but not in the US or Canada. Mamdani asks, if Mexican fans get protection, why not New Yorkers? Without a cap, even FIFA's official resale platform could allow outrageous prices. A price cap would ensure tickets are resold at fair rates, not for massive profit. This simple rule would protect fans from exploitation and keep the tournament inclusive. It's about making sure the World Cup isn't just for those who can pay the most. Mamdani's final demand: reserve 15% of tickets for local residents at discounted prices. This practice was used in previous World Cups, but is missing for 2026. Locals bear the brunt of hosting, traffic, crowds, and public costs, so they deserve access. New York's diverse communities are the heart of its football culture. Excluding them would be a missed opportunity and a loss of authentic energy in the stadiums. Discounted tickets would thank locals for welcoming the world and ensure they're part of the celebration. It's a call for FIFA to honor its social responsibility. The World Cup is global, but it's also local, and locals deserve a seat at the game. This policy would build goodwill and make the event truly inclusive. FIFA defends dynamic pricing as standard practice for major events, especially in the US. They claim it's a modern way to manage ticket sales and maximize access. FIFA promises some tickets will be sold at fixed prices for specific fan categories, but details are scarce. Critics worry these fixed-price tickets will be limited and hard to get. FIFA highlights that group stage tickets will start at $60, calling it competitive for a global event. But most fans expect to pay much more, especially for big matches. FIFA emphasizes it's a not-for-profit, reinvesting over 90% of revenue into global football development. They argue high ticket prices help fund the sport in smaller countries. For FIFA, ticket revenue is essential to their mission. But for many fans, the system still feels unfair and out of reach. So, what will fans actually pay? The cheapest group stage tickets start at $60, but these will be limited and likely for less popular games. Most fans will pay much more, especially with dynamic pricing in play. For the final at MetLife Stadium, tickets could reach $6,730 or more, depending on demand. Prices can jump hundreds of dollars in minutes as fans rush to buy. This creates a stressful, unpredictable experience and puts big games out of reach for many. FIFA expects to make over $3 billion from ticket sales, much of it from premium seats and high-demand matches. For FIFA, it's about funding football worldwide. For critics, it's a sign of corporate greed hurting the sport's foundation. The financial strategy is at the heart of the conflict. The question remains, who is the World Cup really for? Fans are frustrated and worried that the World Cup is becoming an event for the rich. Many save for years to attend, but dynamic pricing makes budgeting nearly impossible. Advocacy groups like Football Supporters Europe have formally opposed FIFA's pricing model. They argue that loyalty and passion, not wealth, should determine who gets a ticket. Fans remember when tickets were more affordable and locals were included. The loss of discounted local tickets feels like a step backward. Fans want a fair, transparent system that doesn't exploit their love for the game. Without passionate supporters, the World Cup loses its magic. The message to FIFA: don't forget who makes the tournament special. The debate is far from over as the 2026 World Cup approaches. The first ticket presale opens in September 2025, with a random draw to buy tickets in October. This will be the first real test of FIFA's pricing and fans' reactions. Mamdani and Game Over Greed will keep up the pressure, hoping for policy changes. Key questions remain. Will FIFA drop dynamic pricing in the US? Will they cap resale prices? Fans should stay informed and cautious, as policies could still change. The outcome will set a precedent for future major events. As sports become more commercial, who are they really for? Fans or corporations? The fight in New York could shape the future of global sporting access. The world is watching to see if the World Cup will remain a celebration for all.